Disclaimer: this podcast is intended for mature audiences only. The views and opinions you're about to hear may be offensive, provoking, or disagreeable. Content you're about to hear and see also contain profanity and insulting content that should not be taken personal. If you are under the age of 18 or easily offended, please stop listening now. Thank you.
Hey Christian, do you know what day it is?
No, what day is it?
It's No Lube Wednesday.
Thank you for joining us. You are now listening to the No Lube podcast. Get ready to dive into the minds of Christian and Carla as they tackle and discuss all the censored issues and conversations that we as people are afraid to talk about. You will hear judgments based on principle, opinions that will shed new light on topics, and thoughts we all have but never say out loud, where real topics meet real people. Get ready for strictly raw and uncut content. And now, your No Lube host, Christian and Carla.
Hello and welcome to the No Lube podcast, where dreams that become reality are just a mere coincidence. My name is Christian. With me, your co-host, Carla.
Hey guys, it's Carla.
Welcome to podcast number 4. Thank you for the support once again. All right, Carla. So, what are you going to start with today, Carla?
So, remember that one time where you asked me, why can't you pee in public?
Okay, I asked you why dogs can do it and humans can't do it. Okay, but go ahead.
I thought about it.
Okay.
And it's been in my mind a lot. And I looked it up.
Okay.
And it's just illegal. It's just...
Yeah, straight up. Of course, it's illegal.
It's just illegal.
Public indecency,
because,
right?
Yeah, because you're whipping up your shit out and there's kids around.
But dogs have the shit hanging out.
But it doesn't look like yours. Or does it?
Carla, have you ever seen a dog's dick?
I don't know how close you want me to get.
Get close and compare it, Carla.
Well, we can go on this one, but it says that it's illegal unless it's okay if you're in a public transportation. Yeah.
So you can whip your
can
dick
argue
out and fucking pee on the train.
But it has to coincide with either you have a disability or your age or a medical condition. So if you pee in a public transportation-esque situation, you may be able to get away with it.
What the fuck is the difference between peeing in public transportation and peeing
in the streets? I don't know.
In a public street.
I was just looking at this website.
Less people or what?
I was looking, like I said, I was looking up, and this gets into another situation because I just typed in, why can't I pee? You know what I mean? And then you know how it autofills it?
Okay.
And it said in public, and I was like, cool, that's what I'm pressing. So I pushed, why can't I pee in public? And so I pressed it, and it led me to a rabbit hole of things of shy bladder, of why some guys can't just pee in public because they get shy all of a sudden.
Is that even a real thing?
Yes, because
being shy to pee
in
front of people?
I am.
Okay, so in a situation where you really have to pee, and it's
weird.
Say you go into like a girl's restroom, right?
It's weird. Look, I'll explain to you my shyness. Okay, it's weird. It's weird. So if I'm somewhere and there's a long ass line, and there's only like 2 bathrooms, and I finally get in, I'm gonna get shy and I won't be able to go because I know there's people out there waiting for me.
Okay.
And I just won't go. But, however, if I really have to go or I'm drunk, I can pee anywhere. Interesting.
I have so many questions to ask you about that.
Perfect. I knew you would.
Question number 1.
Sure.
If you really have to fucking pee, right?
Oh, I will pee though. Like, I mean, if I have to.
And you go into a restroom where, say there's stalls, but there's no door to it, right? Or there's a toilet, but there's no doors to it, right?
Okay.
And you have to sit there and pee with other females inside of the restroom, and it's visible to them, right? Are you able to pee?
Have you gone somewhere where it doesn't have doors? Out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been in parks where that happens. I'm just
that's right. At parks. I've been there at parks.
And I'm just like, why wouldn't they have fucking doors? I mean, whatever. I've had a friend stand in front of me so that I get some type of privacy.
And you can pee in front of a friend.
I have before. Yes, I have.
Okay,
which is weird. But I mean, I have to be able to go pee. I have to not think about the people waiting for me. Does that make sense?
Okay, that makes sense.
So the fact that a friend is with me while I'm peeing is not the factor. The factor is who's outside waiting.
So if you go like...
Because if it's on a time limit, that's where I get freaked out. If that makes sense.
So say we go to a theme park or something, right?
Okay.
And I go like, hey, Carla.
Do you want to pee?
I'm going to go to the restroom. Do
Right.
you have to go to the restroom, right? And you go like, yeah, sure, I have to go to the restroom.
Right.
You go to the restroom and I go like, I'll meet you here in 3 minutes.
Okay.
Are you able to pee in those 3 minutes and come back?
Depending on what's in my bathroom line.
Say there's no line, right? Let's just say you're going to go take a fucking seat and fucking pee.
Yeah, and if I have to go, then I'm fine. I will go pee and I'll come back out. No problem. No problem whatsoever.
You sound like a fucking weirdo, Carla. But anyways.
But
it just sounds...
It sounds weird. I know it's
weird.
weird. It is weird. So, yeah. So, if there's a line waiting for me and I have to go, it doesn't matter if there's a wall or not. I will not go. Like, I'll get shy and I'll have to come back at another time. And if there's a person there with me, like, we're just hanging out. I'm not
hanging out in the bathroom. Well, yeah, that's fucking normal.
Girls do it. It doesn't matter. The point is that even if there's a friend in there with me saying like, hey, I don't want to wait out there or whatever, that's fine. But I have to be conscious of what's outside. If there's someone waiting for me, I will get shy and I won't go.
That's weird. So what situation have you been in where you're just like, fuck, I can't fucking pee?
Those exact situations where sometimes at a party and there's like only one bathroom and there's a line, I can't go. Sometimes I can. It'll take me a minute. Like, I'll have to like sit there, kind of like turn on the water or something and think about floods or something and then go.
So have you ever been in the situation where you really have to go and you're sober, of course, you really have to go and you literally pop a squat and go?
Yes, I have. That, yeah, too.
So where the fuck does your shyness come into place in that?
I think at the point where I'm gonna fucking pee my pants in front of everybody, that goes away.
You'd rather fucking
pee on the side of the road or pee in the toilet than fucking pee my pants in front of the people I know. I don't know. Do you want me to pee in your car? Like,
look.
Do you want me to pee in your car?
No.
Okay, then.
Like,
I'm okay with, fuck, I need to go. I'm gonna pee on the side of the road.
There's a situation like that once that I was walking. I was out of my aunt's house, right? And keep in mind, there's a 7-Eleven like a block away. So I was walking to the 7-Eleven, and I buy my shit. I come back, and I'm walking back home, and this lady literally pops a squat in a fucking tree next to the fucking sidewalk, and she doesn't just pee, she fucking poops.
What? You saw this?
Yes, and I saw this, and I was like, what the fuck? But then I was like, damn, that's fucking ballsy right there. But
so you gave her props and you're like, hey, good job. You gave her like a fucking tissue or something.
I was like, hey, do you need some tissue? I have some extra tissue here. No, I didn't say that, but no, that's fucking ballsy, but it's crazy at the same time. Like, that shit blows my fucking mind. Like, how people do that shit. Get me?
Have you ever? I mean, let's take the poop number 2 out of this and just go with pee. I mean, understand that it's a lot harder for women to, you know what I mean? Like, give them some type of props there that, like, it's going to take more. You fellas can just literally stand somewhere.
Carla, it's hard being a guy. No, I'm just playing.
My God.
Continue.
Here we go.
Continue.
You know what I mean? Like, have you ever popped or just gone publicly? You've never just like... Hey.
Yeah, I've peed in public so many fucking times. Like,
wow, so
of course not.
You're a disgusting animal, first of all.
First of all, Carlos, we're all animals. But I've gone in situations where I go like, I really have to fucking pee.
So what's the justification?
Let me just go. Let me go behind this wall, or let me go right here next to this tree where nobody is looking at me, and let me fucking pee. Right?
I don't know. You're telling me the story.
I mean, if you gotta go, Carla.
Right.
What's wrong with that?
So why are you judging me for like having to pop a squat somewhere like in the middle of the road when you can just go behind a little wall and just call it a day?
I never judged you on that. What I was saying is that lady is kind of weird for doing that shit. Well,
maybe she wasn't all there.
She looked like she was all there.
Oh, well then, I don't know.
It looked like everything was all there.
Yeah, so there that was just my little 2 cents on that.
That's interesting though, that you get shy to pee.
Yeah.
Never heard of that. But
I mean,
hey,
don't. If you ever see me at work where I'm just like, oh, I need to be back in 2 minutes. Oh no, I'll just wait the 2 minutes and then go.
Wow. No wonder you're late all the time, Carla.
I'm on time, always.
Hey, Carla. By the way, what the fuck are we drinking? This spiked seltzer, freaking drink that you gave me?
Spiked seltzer. I literally don't know. Our house is literally filled with alcohol, and
this shit looks like it's some keto fucking drink.
it is. I think it really is. It was someone in my household bought it because it was keto friendly because it doesn't have any sugar and whatnot, and it's not beer. We're trying to lay off the beer because beer gets you beer bellies, a lot of fattening.
Don't forget, Carla, you still have that sponsorship.
I know, but like, this spiked seltzer is naturally flavored. They have a bunch of flavors. It only has 90 calories.
It contains 4.5 alcohol.
Yeah,
percentage.
4.5 alcohol by volume. So it's pretty out there. Gluten free, by the way. And I think it's interesting. Would I drink it? I mean, like maybe when I get on my keto diet, I will start drinking it. But you know,
they have an entire website, spikeseltzer.com.
Yeah, go ahead and check
that out.
They
have a Twitter, they have a Facebook, they have an Instagram.
Cause I don't know.
Crazy.
Ooh, you know what's been out that I saw recently? Ultra Michelob Ultra has organic beer made from them. Have you seen it? It's
organic beer. Never heard of that one.
It's called like pure gold or something, and it's made to be I guess out of organic stuff, still low calories. And then the next time I went saw it, they have a what do you call it? Flavors now, beer flavors for Michelob Ultra, and I think that's just really disgusting because once you get into the watery, you know, and adding flavors, I think it's just really gross. But the spiked seltzer is not so bad. It could be worse, really.
Yep, it's gluten free, no added sugar, just right, not bad.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll give
that.
us
I would personally go out there and buy it. Probably not.
You'll stick with the white wine?
But it's free. It's free. I'll stick to white wine. White wine is amazing.
Well, hopefully Spike. We're gonna give Spike Seltzer a shout out in hopes that maybe, you know, we get a shout out back, a follow back, a throwback, something.
So Spike Seltzer, please follow us on
IG.
I
think I like it. I recommend it if you're into something light.
But yeah, Carter, let's move on to a more serious topic.
Okay. All right. So, Christian, don't ask me how I came up with this thought of mine or whatnot, but you know, I wanted to talk about emotionally cheating on someone and physically cheating on someone, and what's the difference, and is there a difference, and where's the line, and whatnot. And I want to give a shout out to Jocelyn. We were talking about it, and she said that there's actually a name for that. And I guess just like there was the canceling culture, there's also a cheating culture name or something. And it's called micro cheating.
Okay, go on.
Do you know what micro cheating is?
I actually don't, but you can explain it to me and to the listeners.
Okay, so micro cheating is when you do things that might not be considered outright infidelity, but are nonetheless breaches of trust that could lead to cheating in the future. So, so I was reading this article, and a lot of people have, you know, weighed in on what micro cheating and what cheating. So cheating is the act of physical cheating, physical contact.
So let's break it apart and let's put micro cheating and physical cheating.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. So a sex and relationship therapist by the name of Tammy Nelson defines it like micro cheating happens when you create small opportunities for affectionate behavior that fall outside of your relationship. So if you're in a relationship and blah blah blah, and you have a person at work or the gym or something where you're having a moment, a connection, but not actually physical, that's micro cheating, supposedly.
Okay. So if you're venting to someone, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that. So, first of all, I don't think micro cheating is cheating, but that's just my personal opinion.
Ooh. Boo.
The reason why is because as long as there's no physical cheating going on, then there's no cheating. It's not cheating to me.
So you're okay. Shoot, I got all angry and I'm hitting everything. I'm hitting the microphone. So you're okay with your significant other hanging out with this other dude all day long, right? While you're slaving away, working, trying to earn $1 to take her out on a date and whatnot. She's spending her time with this other fool. They're not even kissing. They're just not even. They're just hanging out all the time, getting really close, just talking to each other about their day and whatnot. And then you're okay with it. You're okay with it. I just want to make sure that you're okay with that.
Let me just break it down to you so you can understand what I'm trying to say,
okay,
right?
Great.
Okay, so...
break it down to the listeners because you're going to get a lot of hate right now.
All right. First of all, welcome to No Lube.
Okay.
Anyways, so let me use you as an example, right, Carla?
Perfect.
So...
Can't wait.
Say you're with your husband, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your husband is the perfect man for you, right?
Okay.
He gives you everything you want in a man.
Right.
Correct? Okay. So now, the only thing he lacks is the part where he sits at home once he comes back from work and he listens to
all the bullshit I come
all
up
the
with.
bullshit you have to say to him, right?
Yeah.
Right? So, of course, you're not going to leave your man because of that, right?
Okay.
Okay, so now...
Or am I?
Now you go back to work and there's this other person that happens to be a male person and you vent to him,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
I feel like that helps out your relationship. How you mentioned earlier to me that it stables out your relationship. Right?
Oh, because I was saying that, is this the way we're all going to work out? Because it's bringing balance to your relationship where you're getting everything,
balance.
where you're giving everything to, you're getting all the physical stuff out of the person that you, but then
it gives you all the balance, but as long as there is no physical fucking touching,
right?
That's where I'm okay with it. So I would be like,
so
oh,
you're
hey,
okay,
cool,
you're okay
cool,
with
you're venting to this person and you're helping my girl out, but don't touch her. Simple as that.
I don't even fucking believe you. Because
Simple as that.
I don't believe that you'd be okay with some other dude just going out with your girl. And you're as like, all right, dude, like, you do whatever you want, just don't touch her. I would no.
I feel like that can lead to cheating. I
well,
understand that part.
Okay, well, that's gonna lead to something.
Okay,
what I'm saying,
it can lead to cheating.
So
I understand that part.
Like, because ultimately, like, look at this study. Like, ultimately, everyone's gonna grow old. Are you gonna be having sex with someone at age 75? I mean, there's people that do, right? But at one point, that goes away, and all you're left with is just the connection between you and your partner.
So then, at this point, you have to adapt from that physical part to that micro part.
Because then all you have left, or not all you have left, all you have right now is the physical connection with you and your partner, right? Because that's what's satisfying you right now, or for the time being. And then you go out and you find somebody else, and you're connecting on another level. Then all you're using is just your physical stuff. When that runs out, then what? Are you gonna run into this emotional one and have the whole cycle start over again?
Okay, I get what you're saying. I get where you're coming from with that.
Because at one point, before we had this talk, I was like, cool, like, emotional cheating. I would feel worse about the emotional cheating. But then we have to go back, then what do you have left with your partner, right? Because you see so many things, people that maybe you know or you don't know, where you see that emotional cheating, or what I consider, maybe they don't think it's emotional cheating, where I feel like they're cheating on their partner, but they're not doing anything. But I feel like if I was the partner, I'd be fucking upset. I don't care if there's no touching or whatever. I'd be fucking upset. Because then you're not good enough to be the whole person for, you know what I mean? Like, there's something lacking. In which case...
But nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect, no. But then, like, you should leave... I mean, should you leave the person... That's the question. Should you leave the person because you're not 100% satisfied?
No, but then all this falls under trust, right?
Okay.
If you trust your partner or not. And at the same time, it's literally you as the partner, are you going to let micro cheating lead to physical cheating?
But then, so then wouldn't it be like, okay, let's just say,
Because that it happens, it happens.
let's just say it's me. Let's say it's me and you. You're my boyfriend. You're finding someone else to talk to, right?
Okay.
Because all we have is just like the physical stuff or whatever. And you go and find someone. I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? So I'm not good enough for you to talk to me?
So say
like
I'm
we
here-
can't have a fucking conversation all of a sudden. Like you have to go conversate with somebody else. Well, then let's fix it. Talk to me.
So at this
And you're gonna be like, nah, dude.
at this point, does this make you controlling?
I mean, if I'm gonna be like, talk to me, I don't know.
I should be okay with me being in a really controlling situation where
No, you shouldn't.
relationship where you're like,
should
hey,
be voluntary. It
hey,
should be-
I don't want you to
it should
talk
be
to that other person.
It should be voluntary, but at the same time, it should be like, what is leading you to find someone else to talk to instead of talking to me?
Exactly. So I'm not saying I'm 100% completely like okay with it, right? Let me take back my other words. I'm not completely okay with it.
Okay,
Let's leave it there.
that's what this is.
Let's
like. I
leave
was
it
like, I
there.
know
I'm
you're
not
cool.
completely
I'm
okay
not,
with it,
I'm
right?
cool with, you know.
So the reason why is because I feel like I would talk to my partner and be like, hey, I don't like what you're doing, right? Or I don't
Right.
feel comfortable with what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, that's all you can really do.
Right.
You're not going to force this other person to
Because
stop
she's gonna
talking
be
to this
like,
other
but we're
person.
not fucking around.
Yeah. I don't know that. There's no way to literally prove micro cheating, right?
Yeah.
So
There's no way.
Yeah. So at that point, I would just be like, hey, let me do my part, talk to my partner. And from there on, you're going to make that decision if you're going to let micro cheating lead to physical cheating.
Right. Would some people, would bringing it up force the person to cheat now?
What do you mean?
Because if you told your partner, like, hey, what's going on? They're going to be like, no.
Like, are you putting that idea in their head?
Yeah.
No.
Are you doing more harm now than good?
No, but the thing is, okay, you know what you're doing. If you're micro cheating, you know what you're doing. No person is dumb enough not to have that thought in their head where they're like, hey, this looks wrong, or hey, like,
So you think
I
that
shouldn't be doing this.
So you think everyone that has a connection with somebody else that doesn't disclose it to their partner, they know what they're doing. They know that it's a form of cheating. They're
Yes.
consciously knowing of
Yes. I can completely 100% jump on that one.
it. Okay.
Because I feel like, how I said earlier, if you're micro cheating, you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be 100% faithful and micro cheat. Why? Because that idea is already there.
Mm-hmm.
That idea is there.
Right. Now in looking this up, I've also seen where there's a husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and the girlfriend finds a connection. The girlfriend finds a connection with another woman,
Okay.
and the guys let it happen because it's a girl, so it's not even cheating. But is that cheating? I say yes, it is. Right?
As in the guy micro cheating?
No, the woman, the wife, the girlfriend, is now having a relationship with another woman. That's not her man.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're now living in 2019.
But a lot
Literally-
of these articles say that the guys are like, "Fuck it, that sounds cool to me," but wouldn't that lead to something, something different? You know what I mean? I say cheating is cheating, physical or not. Like, and the micro cheating, like, I feel like that's just a part of it. That's it's like drugs. It's a gateway to more stuff. And so if you're having a connection now, if you're having a connection with somebody, then I don't know. I'm not saying that you should consider leaving the person for your new person, but I just feel like something is missing if you're doing that in general.
The reason why I feel like if your wife is doing that and you're a man is because I did find a really, really, really interesting statement online that said that many men do not emphasize emotional intimacy and minimization of boundaries to the extent that women do. Right? If that makes sense to you. Meaning that
It does, because
women are more emotional.
You just proved it. That's what I'm saying. You just proved it by saying that it wouldn't bother you if your girlfriend was
No, it wouldn't.
was talking to some other
That's why
dude.
it wouldn't bug me to a certain extent.
As long as they're not fucking
Yeah.
each other. But in a woman's perspective, if a guy's hanging out with a girl this whole time and then talking with them is much worse than the physical part. And in all the people I've asked, all the women I asked, they always answered that the emotional, the micro cheating is worse than the physical one, because the physical one is just a temporary thing, like a temporary heat in the moment. The emotional one lasts a long, long time. Because at the end of the day, that's all you have.
Okay, I can completely agree with that one.
Right?
But, Carla, let's move this one forward, and let me ask you this.
All right.
Okay, is cheating okay in any situation?
Are you asking me as a black and white answer?
Yeah, just black and white answer.
Is it okay? No.
Okay, now let me ask you this one. Say you're single, and this other person you're talking to has a boyfriend or girlfriend, or husband and wife, and shit ends up happening between you and this other person. Are you gonna feel guilty about this since you don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a husband and wife?
I think initially I wouldn't, because I'm not the one that was somebody.
I'm not the one that got played. Damn, Carla.
I'm not the
Savage.
I mean, in a way, yeah. I'm not the one being played. It would suck because if I were the other person's significant other, I'd be like, what the fuck? But since I'm not that person, I'm okay with it. Now, at one point, I would be like, look, dude or dudette, you gotta pick. You gotta pick who you're gonna be with, because I'm also not gonna be with someone that's not available. I'm not saying available to me 100% of the time, but not available to me. You know what I mean? Because then, you know, now we're just living a fucking lie. If that makes sense. So, if the other person doesn't leave the other person and we're having not only an emotional connection but also a physical connection, then that's where I'd be like, wait, what are we doing?
Let's move this forward. I really want to get into this topic. We're gonna bring in like sexuality into it, right?
Okay.
But we're still gonna talk about cheating.
Okay.
So here, let's give a bit of information behind it. So, I really believe that like sexual minorities, right?
Sexual,
like gays, lesbians, bisexuals are beginning to enjoy some of the same privileges, right? As straight couples, such as legal marriage, protection against employment, housing discrimination in many fucking states.
Okay.
As of 2019, many American attitudes towards same-sex relationships are more supportive than they've ever been, right?
Right.
So, with that being said, are same-sex romantic relationships more or less stable than different sex relationships?
I think no. They're just as the same. I think learning about it is interesting. I think they may or may not. I don't know. It just depends, because I feel like sometimes you think about like if two guys are together, they know what to expect out of each other. You know what I mean? Like they know what guys do. You know what I mean? Like they won't get upset about the same things as women do. You know what I mean? So in a way they understand each other. And same thing maybe with girls, you understand the other one's being moody for X amount for a reason, and you'll just be understanding. But I mean, like, I don't know. It's
because I did look up this study that was done by Bowling Green State University, which says that same-sex couples reported shorter relationship lengths than different sex couples.
I've also heard about that too. The reason behind it is I don't know. Maybe it's just I don't know. Maybe because there's a bigger pool.
So with that being said, Carla, are changes in legislation and cultural attitudes towards same-sex relationships affecting stability?
I think it's just giving everybody an equal chance. You know what I mean? I think at the end of the day, right? Everyone can do whatever they want, and it's up to us as individuals with your partner to figure the length or what works and what doesn't work. It shouldn't be the law that says it. But the interesting study is what you brought up, is that people in same-sex relationships often don't last as long as relationships with the opposite sex, which is I find interesting. But maybe because it's such a new norm now that we're just trying to get used to, and that.
Because what I also found online was that that there's a lot of barriers for different sex couples, right? Called minority stress, which refers to minority groups such as like LGBT individuals, right? Mm-hmm. Microaggression, violence, discrimination, harassment, lack of approval from friends, families, and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that affects it?
The lack of approval? Yeah, I think it's that has a chance to affect it. Yeah. Because if it's something new, right, and your family's not used to it, it brings a lot of stress to your relationship, where it might distance it, or you might have fights over it and whatnot. So that, I think that has a lot to do with it. Actually, that's actually a very good point. I the one time I do agree with you. Yes.
Okay, now let me ask you this: if you have a best friend at work, and your best friend is micro cheating with someone at work, right?
Right.
And you, as a best friend, are you gonna step in, or are you not gonna step in?
I think if we're best friends, and I see it, I'm gonna ask, like, hey, what's going on? I don't know if I have the right to say you should stop it. I think I'd throw in my 2 cents in saying, like, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? You have someone else, it looks kind of weird, and they can begin to tell me what their reasoning behind it is. But yeah.
Would you micro cheat?
Would I micro cheat? Not on purpose.
So you would do it?
I mean, I don't even know I just found out what this micro cheating is business. I mean, who knows? Maybe I've been doing this my whole life and I don't even fucking know.
I feel like micro cheating isn't cheating at a certain extent. That's the way I feel.
Yeah, because like I said, if you're hanging out with someone all the time, it's not micro cheating.
Yeah, it literally makes it seem like.
I think we have to.
It makes it seem like you can't have
a relationship with
a
anybody.
best friend.
Yeah,
that's the opposite sex.
Or you just can't have a relationship with anybody.
Exactly.
But I mean, now we have to dive into what kind of a relationship are you having? What are you feeling deep down inside in your gut? You know what I mean? Like, do the butterflies flutter in your stomach when you see this person? Like, that's, the longing of someone, or I don't know.
But I've seen a lot of micro cheating leading to physical cheating as well.
And I think that's like we talked about. It's a gateway to all that.
Yeah, which is why I see that every day.
Which is why it's dangerous. Yeah, so do I. I see it. I see it all the time. No, I don't. I mean, now that I know what it is, how it works, not how it works, that's dumb. But now that we think about it, yeah, like because we do spend, let's just say, and the majority of cheating happens with someone at work. The majority of the cheating that happens.
I can see it.
I've seen the studies, because you spend most of your time at work where you're with this person, right? All this time, and so you have a connection in the good times and the bad times, and then when you go home, all you just want to do is just like,
yeah, it's like that. It's like that study that says that there's a high rate in you ending up with someone at work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where you meet your husband or your wife.
Right. But yeah, I mean, would you get involved if you saw someone cheating or micro cheating? Would you say something?
I don't know. That's hard, because one, I would be like, it's not my business, so okay. I shouldn't get involved in it.
Right.
But at the same time, I do have that in the back of my head where I go like, damn, I feel bad for this other person.
Yeah.
Which really sucks.
So, okay, here's a new one.
So what if your best friend tells you to keep that secret? Can you keep that secret?
I could, but I would tell them, like, ooh, it's going to get to me at one point, and you need to, I'm going to deny it all. I was like, I don't know you. I don't know. I think I would say, like, look, I'm going to keep your secret, but I don't know for how long. Like, I don't know if we get drunk somewhere and be like, hey, cause it's not cool. Right. But then what is flirting?
Is it considered micro cheating?
Is it considered micro cheating? Because micro cheating is something done, like, I would say, unbeknownst, right? Because I'm just being friendly with the person that I know, and we're just talking. There's nothing physical, nothing whatever, but we're just talking, right? And that may or may not lead to the, connection to now the physical one. But flirting, now you're flirting, and that's
you're intentionally doing that, though.
Yeah. So
I would consider that cheating.
But what if the person's not responding to your flirting? Like, then is it?
Then you just suck at flirting. Nah, let's just let me push someone to the side. Okay, so
because you can't flirt. Is that what you're just trying to say? You can't flirt. You don't know how.
No, at that point, I feel like it's still cheating because you're attempting to do something. Get me? You're going in with the intention of flirting with someone.
Have you ever flirted with somebody that is with somebody.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have. I'm just a social person, Carla. I talk to everybody.
So now you're saying that flirting is social.
No, there's a difference between.
I am
there's
a
difference
social
between,
butterfly. Let me tell you that.
All right, let me just tell you. There's a difference between being social and being a flirt.
Ooh, there's a good. Okay.
And
so
I feel like being social is more of a micro cheating.
Then
if that makes sense, yes.
Okay.
Because you're going in without the intention. And I mean,
and it's not my fault that everyone loves me back, right?
Like, if it works, it works. Like,
if
there's a connection, there's a connection. And if it leads micro cheating to physical cheating, then
fuck it.
Fuck it. As long as it doesn't happen to me, right? No, I'm just like, nah, Carla. But honestly, I feel like, yeah, like being a social person is like micro cheating,
but not intentional. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because it's not intentional. But if you're flirting, then I don't consider that.
You don't consider
I
that?
don't consider that micro cheating. I consider that more of a cheating thing. Like, you're legitimately cheating. If you're flirting with someone and you have like a partner or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can see that. So basically, what these articles are saying is that everyone has a different line of what is and what is not cheating, right? And so let's end it with the list of what people think of what is actual cheating. Now, it said that contacting an ex on social media, 24% of people thought that was cheating. To liking an old social media post from someone that you once knew or gone out with, 37% thought that was cheating. Repeatedly visiting a profile, that's 41% thought that was cheating. Lying about your relationship status on social media, that's 54% thought that was cheating. Keeping an active dating site while dating someone, that's 58% thought that was cheating. Contacting an ex and concealing it, 62% thought that was cheating. Having a deep emotional connection with someone else, that's 68% of people thought that was cheating.
Which is micro cheating.
Which is micro cheating. Having a deep emotional connection. Listing someone by a fake name in your contacts, 78% thought that was cheating. Sexting someone else, that's 83% thought that was cheating. And sending nude photos, 88% thought that was that was cheating. So you're crossing the line if you think your partner would feel uncomfortable, that is cheating. That's what it says. It's like, if you think your partner would feel uncomfortable, if that idea pops in your head and you decide to just conceal it and not
think, or
same thing, because
I can literally send a nude and be like, oh yeah, I think he's gonna be okay with it. So does that mean I'm not cheating?
In your own mind of rules, yeah, I guess that's not cheating. But I mean, like, if you think I can't imagine that. But if you think you're like, you know how you said like, oh, that sounds wrong, I'm not gonna tell them, you know? Like, I've been in many situations where someone I know say like, well, I'm not gonna tell them because that's just gonna get them mad. Like, that's cheating. That's micro cheating. That's cheating. Whatever you want to call it. That's wrong. If you think the person's gonna whatever and you don't tell them, that's cheating. Like, so they don't have to know. So
you shouldn't have secrets. According to this.
According to this, I mean, everyone has boundaries. Everyone has their own relationship to deal with. But I mean, if we're gonna just say black and white, like, it should be, you should be trustful, because if, let's just say I'm with you, right, and I'm having this, you know, I'm gonna throw out today, hey, you know, I hung out with Philip here, and we hung out all day, and you'd be like, all right, cool, like, because you know Philip, you know, whatever, like, that's it. And every day I'd be like, oh yeah, me and Philip did this. Me and Philip went to go eat burgers. Me and Philip did this. You'd be like, all right, cool. But if I say like, you know what, I'm not gonna tell Christian that I was hanging out with Philip because he might think it's wrong, then that's when it becomes wrong.
Okay, I completely agree with that. So if you're a listener and you're out there and you have your own thoughts about cheating or micro cheating or any type of cheating,
chime in and leave us a comment.
Yeah,
I think that's what you said.
Drop a comment down below. Make sure you like.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
And also, P.S. I am a social butterfly, so, you know, I love everybody.
You can find Carla on Tinder. She's up there somewhere. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you for listening. And that's pretty much all the time we have for this podcast. Carla, do you want to plug in our social media?
We want to hear from you guys. So go ahead and like our page and feel free to weigh on any of our topics on today's podcast. Go to our Instagram at no.lube.podcast or our Twitter page at nolube_podcast.
And once again, thank you for listening and for the support. This is Christian signing out.
This is Carla. See you guys next week.